This is the newsroom.
This is the newsroom for today, Monday, March 10th, 2025. We are broadcasting to you on E1, SKAR TV, NTN, and Tarzee TV in Bartica. In the headlines, 2 of 6 state-of-the-art regional hospitals to be opened within months.
We're right there, ready to get the hospital open.
The health voucher program is launched. The inspiring story of the DJ living with cerebral palsy, and a sport national schools championship to align with regional and international competitions, and points leaders Harpy Eagles guarding against overconfidence as the 4-day championship title looms. With the news, I am Avinash Ramzan. Thanks for joining us. We start off by telling you that the Enmore and Little Diamond regional hospitals are set to open their doors in the coming months. These new state-of-the-art facilities are the first of 6 hospitals to be launched as part of a government initiative aimed at transforming the healthcare landscape. Kurt Campbell reports.
Works are nearing completion in the Enmore and Little Diamond regional hospitals as part of a nationwide government initiative to enhance healthcare infrastructure. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony visited the Enmore site at the weekend, sharing with the newsroom that the Enmore and Little Diamond hospitals are the first of 6 new healthcare facilities planned to open in the next 6 months. At Enmore, for example, the rooms are complete, electrical work has finished, and gas installations have been made. The next step is installing the medical equipment, which has already arrived on site. Dr. Anthony expressed confidence that the facilities will be ready to open soon, with staff training and equipment testing set to follow.
The doctors have already been assigned, the nurses have already been assigned, and we have some administrative and technical people who would also be coming on board. So we're right there, ready to get the hospital open.
The opening of the Enmore Regional Hospital will significantly benefit residents of East Coast Demerara, who will no longer need to travel to Georgetown for many healthcare services. Similarly, the Little Diamond Regional Hospital is being built to support the Diamond Diagnostic Center, which will help reduce the pressure on other local healthcare facilities.
We're very confident the Diamond and Enmore will be opening shortly, and thereafter we'll go to Bath and number 75. And after that, we'll do Dekendron and Lima. So within the next, I would say, 6 months, all 6 should be open and operational.
In addition to these 2 new hospitals, several more are under construction across the country, including facilities at Bath, Settlement, Dekendron, and Lima. The government is also building a new pediatric and maternal hospital in Ogle, East Coast Demerara, which will provide specialized care like pediatric ICU and obstetric services. Meanwhile, a state-of-the-art 5-level hospital is being built in New Amsterdam, which will become a key healthcare institution for the region of Berbice. Hinterland communities are also set to benefit. 4 new telemedicine-equipped hospitals are under construction in regions 1, 7, 8, and 9 in places like Camarang, Maruka, Letem, and Kato. These facilities will bring essential healthcare services closer to those living in more remote areas. In addition to the new hospitals, significant upgrades are underway at existing hospitals, including the Linden Hospital Complex, West Demerara Regional Hospital, and Bartica Hospital. This comprehensive approach will ensure that Guyana's healthcare system is well equipped for the future.
Vouchers for 2025 began on Tuesday with the signing of agreements with dozens of private hospitals, clinics, and health service providers and the Ministry of Health. The voucher programs include eye testing and spectacles, cervical cancer screening, and universal health. It is expected that 500,000 persons will benefit, including children and adults. Director of Non-Communicable Diseases, Dr. Lakshmi Lal, along with the ministry's permanent secretary, Malcolm Watkins, spoke at the signing ceremony on Tuesday.
We are targeting 500,000 persons in our population. That would be spread out between children and the adult population, adult male, adult female. And that program will start this month. So for some of just the basics of how the flow will happen from the time the patient comes to your facility to the time when you submit your proposals, when you submit your invoices for payment. So MOH will issue a testing voucher to the patient. For HPV, you know that it's all the women between 21 to 65 are eligible. That's particularly to note for the new providers. The old providers know the age group. Once you would have done your testing, you update all of your information into the spreadsheet, and then you prepare your invoices and you send that to the ministry. When you send your information in the spreadsheet, our team from the medical treatment department, they will now go through, verify all of the voucher numbers that have been placed in the spreadsheet. They will then share that with the surveillance team. The surveillance team now will go to the Google Sheet that you have inputted all of the patient's information, and they're going to verify each patient from that list, and then they will sign off on the invoices, and then that will go on to the accounts, to the PS for signing, and then on to the accounts department for processing. And we're hoping that this is going to be a more seamless effort this year. Last year, we recognized that we had a lot of setbacks, and we know that some of the providers got payment a little late. So we're really hoping that if you are able to input all of your information on a timely basis, we will ensure that payment is done in a timely manner as well.
The Ministry of Health recognized the importance of the strategic partnership between you, the private sector, and the role you will play to keep our nation healthy and to be more preventative in identifying critical illnesses potentially before it gets worse. And so we understand that this partnership is not just about a profit, but it's about the social responsibility that you have to the community in which you live.
And in a landmark initiative to support families, the President, Irfaan Ali, on Saturday officially launched the government's newborn cash grant program. With scores of birth certificates distributed and a special gift from First Lady Rasiya Ali, the event marked a significant step in easing the financial burden on new parents.
In a historic move to support families, the government of Guyana officially launched its newborn cash grant program on Saturday, with hundreds of parents attending the special event at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. Though unable to attend in person, First Lady Rasiya Ali sent a thoughtful gift for the new mothers, diapers and baby wipes, providing a small but meaningful gesture of support to help ease the early days of motherhood. But the real highlight of the event was the distribution of birth certificates to hundreds of newborns.
I would like to say thank you on behalf of all the beneficiaries of...
Announced in January by Finance Minister Dr. Ashley Singh, the newborn cash grant offers a one-time voucher of $100,000 for every newborn born to a Guyanese mother. This initiative is expected to cost the government approximately $1.3 billion. Retroactively to families with babies born in January and February 2025, amounting to over 2,000 newborns. President Dr. Irfaan Ali, speaking at the event, emphasized the significance of the program not just as a financial handout, but as an investment in Guyana's future.
This grant is not a privilege, it is a right. From the moment a child takes their first breath, they're entitled to this support, regardless of their parents' income, background, or circumstances. Equality begins at birth, and this initiative ensures that every child, without exception, receives the support we're offering.
The program, which is open to all qualifying births with no restrictions, aims to ease the financial burden on new parents, helping cover the cost of raising a child. In the future, President Ali assured mothers will receive their checks before leaving the hospital, and for home births, vouchers will be delivered within the first week.
We have set up a mechanism that within 1 week of birth, every single mother will receive that check, and they will receive that check before they leave the hospital. That is the system we are putting in place. And some may ask, what about those who do not deliver in the hospital? 99% of all our deliveries, less than 1% of our deliveries today are outside of a hospital. So more than 99% of our deliveries are in a hospital setting. So the regional health officers, the regional system, the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Finance will put things in place to ensure that all the children will receive, the mothers will receive this within the first week of birth.
Dr. Vindhya Prasad, the Minister of Human Services and Social Security, highlighted that the newborn cash grant is just one part of a broader government initiative to support families at every stage of life.
I also believe that our government looks at children as priceless assets for this nation, because we are looking at children from the moment of birth through this cash grant. We're looking at children when they are going to school through the Because We Care cash grant. We are looking at children and adults who have disabilities through the $35,000 cash grant. We're looking at children who are now becoming adults and adults too through the $100,000 cash grant that's happening across the country. And we continue to look at our citizens, understanding that at every stage they need our support.
Dr. Prasad also encouraged fathers, grandmothers, and other family members to continue supporting mothers during this crucial phase of life. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony also spoke about the government's ongoing efforts to improve health care for mothers and children, including the development of new neonatal units in regional hospitals and better health care infrastructure, especially in remote areas.
We also recognize that sometimes there are some very specialized things that children would need or high-risk mothers would need. And so we are also constructing a modern specialty hospital at Ogle. And when that's completed, we'll be able to treat some of the most complicated types of challenges that mothers would have at that new hospital.
Over 2,000 babies have already been born in Guyana between January and February 2025. The newborn cash grant program is expected to cover 17,000 births this year, supporting an entire generation of children. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.
When the newsroom returns, we tell you about housing efforts in Bartica. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. In response to requests made by residents of Bartica Region 7, the Ministry of Housing and Water has constructed a total of 55 houses in the community. 44 of those houses are almost complete, while another 15 were recently allocated. The Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, made this disclosure during a recent visit to Bartica. He said modifications were also made to the prices of the houses to better cater for citizens.
Literally nothing happened in the housing sector for Bartica from 2015 to 2020. So coming back into office, His Excellency was here to engage you right here, and a number of commitments were made. Immediately, we were able to start the allocation of house lots, resumption. In fact, 132 lots were allocated. We then committed, based on your request, we did some studies, some analysis, and we then committed to also add the construction of houses. I recall we went out to one tender, and some of those persons I see around. We got a response, but the cost for the construction, when we reviewed it, we thought it was a little too high. We then did some modifications and went back out for a second round, and as a result, as I speak, we have 40 houses that are nearing completion, and in January of this year, we have allocated or awarded for 15 more. So in total, 55 houses for here in Bartica, of which some persons will be allocated today who have pre-qualified based on their assessment with the bank. And so far, I think we have close to 20. And they can be added because the bank will be able to assess you on the spot. So you may be able to add to that.
To boost the production of crops, President Irfan Ali has pledged to support farmers of Hague Bagdam, West Coast Demerara, to implement a shade house project. This, he said, will help generate more income while promoting family involvement. President Ali made the announcement during a meeting with farmers in the community on Sunday. Other promised interventions include improved drainage and health care.
How many small farmers do you have, cash crop farmers? Everybody in cash crop farmers. Provisionally levels. So how much land you got to the government land? No, you're not listening to me. How much? 10 acres, how much over here? So if we take 10 acres of the pasture land, right? And in 10 acres, every acre we can have 4 shade houses, right? So in 10 acres, you will have 40 shade houses. One shade house will give you more money than 5 acre land sometimes. Let us take for example, you take one in the shade house, 5 a yard do tomatoes, 5 a yard do sweet pepper. Y'all want a project like that? And in that way, look, celery. Let me give you celery. I tell you, I'm a farmer. Celery, right? Celery the other day was $1,800 a pound. Or $1,500 a pound. Right? One time we went $4,000 a pound. If we plant celery, right? So these are the things we gotta do. We gotta think innovative. And if you do the shade houses, you don't gotta worry. Your wife can go, your children can go afternoon time. You don't gotta go in no big field. And you come together and work together. With the shade houses, you can have control irrigation, control pest control, and all of these things. So if y'all want to do that, right? We can work with y'all on a project like that. I'll give some of the material to start with also. meshing material so we can build the shade houses, and we'll clear up the 10 acres detail. The intention eventually is to make all these dams crush surface. So it's far from our plan. That is why I say we can't do this the whole. So what we're doing now, that's what we're doing. We have advised them to build a road now with the shoulders so that we can put the drainage to the side of the shoulders and that we can, all right? But I'm going to ask the engineers to go through all these roads and make sure that the shoulders, the drainage open. So we discussed a few things, right? The bus you'll get, right? And now you take the notes, right? The bus, and let the guys come and look at the health center. We will clean the land for the small farmers, they'll get the list, right? Now more than 2 acres per person. Make sure you have a plan. And then the grass field.
Small Days, Morning Neighbor, and Lily Gal are among the handful of Guyanese folk songs that remain embedded in the country's psyche, taking you on a melancholic journey of growing up in Guyana, regardless of your age. Gavin Mendonça, a local musician, has been on a mission to folk it up, a noble venture of popularizing and preserving Guyanese folk songs. He does so by fusing folk songs with rock music, a fusion you mightn't ordinarily expect, but one that brings out the best of both worlds. In a recent interview with the newsroom, Mendonça spoke about his drive and his desire for Guyanese to embrace their music.
I just want to continue to be able to share Guyanese folk music with young people especially, and I hope that Creole rock versions of these folk songs would help to attract more young listeners who might be able to relate to this style of music even more and find it appealing, but also is more than just if you like the music or not. Is a patriotic responsibility, I believe, to feel inclined to want to learn our folk songs and want to respect and appreciate our folk songs. So I am actually hoping that through the Ministry of Education, myself and Chucky would be able to do a school tour where we go to different schools all around Guyana and not just perform folk songs, but do workshops, teach folk songs in schools, teach basic African rhythms on the djembe in schools. Because if we teach young children to appreciate them, by the time they become teenagers, by the time they become adults, they already have it ingrained in them to appreciate folk songs and our culture. What we're doing is not to get rich and famous. What we're doing is a service to ourselves, first of all, because we love to play music, and a service to Guyana, because we find it important and necessary to contribute to the preservation of Guyanese folk songs and our culture, which is why Gavin and Chucky will continue to travel the world endlessly, bearing the golden arrowhead on our sleeves as we take forward to doing it more and more as the years progress.
When the news returns, the inspiring story of a DJ living with cerebral palsy. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. For the first 11 years of his life, Norris Cummins had to rely on a wheelchair, having been born with cerebral palsy. During an interview with the newsroom, Norris said he became determined to walk by watching those around him move freely. And by age 12, he was walking. Due to his condition, Norris cannot use his upper body, and so he does everything with his feet. A decade ago, he found his calling and passion, disc jockeying. Known as DJ Foot, Norris shares how he views his condition not as a limitation, but as a source of strength and resilience.
I'm Norris Cummins. I'm Tarzee and I have a physical disability that is called cerebral palsy, and it affects the control of my hands and the balancing of my head. It also affects a bit of my speech, and that is why I actually resort to using my foot. I got into DJing like around 25, and that is because my older brothers, they are DJ as well, and I wanted to get into it despite my disability and prove to the world that I could do it with my foot too. And that's how I got into it, and it's also to inspire other persons with disability out there. I used to go to do almost everything right. I used my good to eat, so why not? Could I try this? So I tried it with, I started off small with a little board, this DJ control, and then you keep elevating. My brother-in-law, he pushes, he like it, he thought, because he said I was good, so he tried to push me, and we pushed it on Facebook at first, and then we took it to TikTok, and then I went to the radio where I got sponsorship from a major company, which is Certain Products Limited, and I want to say thanks to them. They have been supporting the program over the past 5 years. So I first started out on 96.1 FM, and then I moved over to 93.1 Real FM. So I'm currently on 93.1 Real FM with a show called The Football Show. It has been on and off. Sometimes you get 1 and 2 here and there, but they are very far apart. And when you do get a working, then people actually see how good you are. Yeah, my Congolese supports me to the best that they can, and I know give thanks to all of them. My brother, my sister, my mother, she is the one who has been behind me from day one. She never let up on me. She always wanted me to have a good education, learn to read, make sure you know, like any other normal child, she wanted the best for me. And I was in a wheelchair, and I took it on myself. Despite wherever I need to move around, I need to walk. So it was a bit of a determination, I would say, with the help from God. And I just pushed myself to walk. And I got a couple of us said, but eventually I conquered it. At 11 years, I never used to walk. I only started walking until I got about 12 years. And from then, at that time, before 11 years, I went to Diamond, where I obtained a level of education. And then from the age of 16, I went to Open Doors Training Center, where I did IT. And after that, I went to Global Technology and did a couple of courses on graphic designing as well. We need to support persons with disability more. I'm not the only talented one out there. It's like the other day I saw this guy from Mexico. He has no hands and no feet practically, and he sings. He could sing. I was like, wow.
My heart burdens me, and I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me.
My inspiration is just watching like normal people and just taking a seat out with them and say, despite whatever the challenges is, there's always a way you could do something.
When the newsroom returns, a look back at Rasiya plus Chautal in Berbice. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. The Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha's Rasiya, a celebration of Indian culture, was held on Saturday night at the Dharmic Ramakrishna School. 3 teams, Esukubos Kandaya Dance Group, a group from the East Bank Prant, and Berbice's Golden Om Dharmic Youth Organization, competed in the folk dance competition, with Golden Om emerging the winner. Here's a look at the performances.
Rasiya has been a beautiful tradition maintained by the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha for 5 decades, or pre-Phagwa Mela. When it was started, it was called the Pre-Phagwa Mela and Bazaar, and that's credit to the Mahila Mandali, as they used to have so many different elements of a bazaar in those times. Holi or Phagwa brings us together like this every year, celebrating not only the season of spring, but the deeper messages, the profound spiritual significance that is, we must always be connected to the Almighty, the Supreme, the Source, Bhagwan. And we must always have that unbroken connection of faith.
Now, vibrant Chautal singing took over the ancient county of Berbice on Sunday as part of the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha's Phagwa celebrations. Chautal singing is an integral part of the observance of Phagwa or Holi, the Hindu festival of colors. When the newsroom returns, the financial, weather, and bridge reports along with sport. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Newsroom. Now for a look at what's happening in sport. We start things off with some news out of the National Schools Championship. Following the restructuring of the National Schools track and field segment, swimming and cycling competitions are also set for significant changes. The Ministry of Education has confirmed that swimming and cycling will no longer be held concurrently with the track and field events. Nicholas Fraser, the head of the Allied Arts Unit, has stated that a decision has been made to align these disciplines with regional and international competition standards.
The Ministry of Education is very interested in holding these competitions in various events. We, in this case, are going to be organizing, like we organize the children's marching band competitions, we're going to be organizing the athletics competition, but we also partner with other agencies. Petra organization does a wonderful job, for example, with their Petra Pee-wee as well as secondary competitions that they host in football. We have a F4S program, Football for Schools program with the GFF separately. We work with the cricket boards and the other national organizations. So we have also been speaking with the cycling union, for example. And we are still in talks because we feel that if we're going to host a competition, it should lead to something. We shouldn't just hold a competition just for the sake of holding a competition. And so yes, we are very interested in having the cycling and swimming competitions held. We just need to continue those negotiations and to see what would be the best place in our calendar and how it would best benefit the students.
Now, Afi Blair is determined to make amends at this year's National Secondary School Track and Field Championship after missing out on individual gold medals in 2023. The Government Technical Institute student is set to compete in the highly competitive under 20, 200 and 400 meter events, aiming to overcome the challenges he faced in the previous edition. Blair will be among Guyana's top young athletes competing at the Remodel Championship, which will be held from March 11th to the 13th at the National Track and Field Facility on the west coast of Demerara.
I'm going into the race with a pretty good mindset because I know I work towards my goals and I actually put in the work all around, fix what I had to fix, and I was just hoping to deliver. Some of the goals are going out of this championship with a goal in all my events and breaking a couple records. Training was difficult at times, but I had to remember it was for a bigger purpose than myself, I had to put in the work. A lot of days when I felt like giving up, but I had to remember that it will all be worth it. And training with Coach Edmonds have been great. Most times very painful, and we have our fun and so, but my goals, I'm looking forward to make the Crifty team for Guyana this year and also go for it and bring back a couple medals for my country. This event is either do or die. It's dog eat dog out there right now because you have a very good rival right now, Caden Passad, as you know it. He ran a very fast time to qualify, so I'm looking to better that time or even challenge it. But I have to wait and see. I can't just say stuff, and I have to let my actions speak for themselves.
Cricket news now. India survived a New Zealand fight back to win the Champions Trophy with a 4-wicket victory in Dubai. India, dominant throughout the tournament, made a rampant start in pursuit of 252, only to lose 3 wickets for 17 runs, including captain Rohit Sharma for 76 and Virat Kohli for 1. Shreyas Iyer followed for 48 and Akshar Patel holed out on 29 to leave 49 runs to get from 51 balls. Hardik Pandya took India closer and he fell for 18. KL Rahul finished 34 not out as Ravindra Jadeja hit the winning runs with an over to spare. That India always still felt ahead of the game was thanks to their spinners, once again impressing by limiting New Zealand to 251 for 7. Victory confirms India's place as the world's premier white ball side. Since being beaten in the final of the 2023 World Cup, they have won the T20 World Cup and the Champions Trophy, a record 3rd time they have won this event, but first since 2013. Now, in many regards, Guyana Harpy Eagles had a perfect 4 days against Jamaica Scorpions in round 4 of the 2025 West Indies 4-day championship. It was a match where all areas of batting and bowling clicked, resulting in a 214-run victory over Jamaica Scorpions at Sabina Park. Speaking to Newsroom Sport after the match, the head coach Ryan Hercules said he was pleased with the outcome and noted that the confidence of the players is high, but not to the extent that the remaining 3 matches are to be taken for granted. The Harpy Eagles hold a 3.4 points lead atop the standings with 3 wins in 4 matches. They face the Windward Islands Volcanoes starting on Wednesday at Providence.
We've been playing some good cricket. Obviously, it's good to have high confidence level because it helps mentally with the guys. Yes, but it's important as well, you know, when we have these discussions with them about being overconfident and, you know, knowing the results of, you know, being overconfident, what can happen. So it's something that, you know, we will discuss in and out, but I'm quite happy for the guys being confident and staying in a good space mentally. So I don't see anything wrong with that. But like I said, yes, they will know as well that, you know, we can't get overconfident, you know, because, you know, being overconfident and then, you know, we could probably let a few sessions slip away from us and, you know, it could cost you a game. I can't say convincing victory. Obviously, there was a plan in terms of how we were going to go about every session and how important this game was to make sure we execute from a batting and a bowling, even a fielding standpoint, a few good catches in the field as well. So yes, we got the results that we were looking for on this block, securing 23 plus points, I think it is. So yes, it was well, the guys did well. I mean, must mention Ronaldo and Smithy for that bowling performance that would basically set up the game for us. You know, 10 wickets between the two fast bowler. That also send a strong message that, you know, apart from our spinners, we do have fast bowlers that can come and win us important games, right? So in terms of the batting perspective, Anderson yet again scoring the next century and a half century, you know, continue his good form that he's been in. Tage back and, you know, scoring a half century as well. So yeah, it was a good overall performance from the players. I think we, you know, it's exactly the kind of cricket we want to be playing as a franchise. You know, it took some time for the guys to understand and get a blueprint in terms of what we're trying to achieve. And, you know, I think they're there mentally. And it's just to continue going and play, you know, good cricket day by day.
And to end the news tonight, we share an interview with Berbice under-15 wicketkeeper batsman Tamesh Deonandan, a student of the New Amsterdam Multilateral School and member of the Rosaltong Youth and Sports Club. Deonandan, who has ambitions of representing the Guyana Harpy Eagles, spoke to teacher of the New Amsterdam Multilateral, Sir Tamish Mohabir, about his young cricketing career and his aspirations. Enjoy. See you back here tomorrow.
Hello, Multiverse. So we're here with our grade 9 superstar, Tamish Deonandan. He is a former Guyana under-13 cricketer, and he recently represented Berbice at the under-15 level in the recently concluded Guyana Cricket Board Inter-County Cricket Tournament. So, Tamish, thank you for joining us this morning for this short interview. So, first thing I want to ask you, can you describe your journey in cricket so far and what inspired you to play cricket?
So the journey so far has been a very competitive journey. Since beginning, it's been very competitive. And what inspires me is mostly the players, and my role model is mostly Shea Hope. He's a very good keeper and West Indies ODI captain. I wish to be like him.
You wish to be like Shea Hope?
Yeah.
And I think Shea Hope, he has almost more than 15 one-day international centuries or so already, right?
Yeah.
All right, excellent, nice. Now, what was the experience like representing your county in the recently concluded inter-county cricket tournament?
It was a very great experience. I've been around those guys much, but some of them are new. You get to learn new things from them. Get a very great experience.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm quite certain there were many memorable moments from the tournament. But can you share one that has been with you? Your most memorable moment from the recently concluded inter-county tournament?
The most memorable moment is mostly when we won the inter-county title. After I think it was 4 years, we brought home back the title to Berbice. We defeated the strong Demerara team. So it was a great moment.
So lifting the trophy, that was the top moment for you.
Yeah.
All right, great. Now, apart from excelling in cricket, you're also excelling in your academic work here at Multi. You're in top of the class for most of your subjects. Now, how do you balance your academic responsibilities with your cricket commitments?
It's very simple. Mostly I balance it by my education always come first. So it's always my education then the sport. So I balance it by doing my schoolwork first and then going to the practice, get my work done.
Okay, so you split your time.
Yeah.
You knock off the schoolwork for us, assignments, prepare for your tests and whatever necessary. And then you head off to your cricket training.
Yes.
All right, great, wonderful. Now, final question I want to ask you here now. What are your future aspirations in cricket and how do you plan to achieve them?
Future aspiration is playing for the Guyana Harpy Eagles first class cricket, but I want to do it at a very young age. So I plan to go about it, working very hard, work as twice as hard, and focus more on my game.
So the hallmark is to get up there and put on the whites for the Guyana team, the Harpy Eagles.
Yeah.
And I think you have inspiration right there at your club because you're from the iconic Rose Altown Youth and Sports Club. And right now, one of your club members, your club mates, Kevin Anderson, is excelling in this current first class season.
Yeah.
He scored a century against the Jamaican Scorpion only yesterday. So you have inspiration right there.
Yeah.
Great. And you're going to put in the work. You're now at the under 15 level. So you're going to transition now to the under 17, the under 19, and then subsequently into the national setup.
Yes.
Excellent. So, Tamesh, thank you for joining us. We wish you all the best. We know you're a very committed, dedicated, and hard-working cricketer. We want to congratulate you on your journey so far, and we wish you all the best moving forward. And we know very soon we'll see you in the Guyana Harpy Eagles setup, and very soon in the near future as well, we'll see you in the West Indies setup. So, thank you for joining us, and all the best moving forward.